Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Daily Fantasy Digest Podcast, the all-inclusive podcast where we talk all things fantasy sports to help give you an edge. I am your host, Joe Beer, and I'm going to be breaking down this July 5th Friday slate. It's a 13-game slate here on Draftkings. I want to hope everybody that had happy 4th of July won some money on some of these early slates because we absolutely crushed it. Had Matt Boyd and Jose Quintana at pitchers. Both put up, I think Boyd had 13 Ks. Quintana pitched almost into the 8th inning. Pitched incredible. Had the Twins. Kepler didn't hit a homer, but we had plenty of runs coming from that game that ended up giving us that edge. And then had the Rays as well, which Tommy Pham and Garcia have been just creating an incredible amount of points with stolen bases and such. So nonetheless, just an incredible breakdown, and happy that everybody who got to listen got to profit a little bit off of that breakdown. So let's jump right into this massive 13-game Friday slate, typical Friday slate for everybody here. 3 players above 10K, Kershaw, DeGrom, and Verlander. For pitchers, I am very, very, very interested in Mr. Clayton Kershaw here. Home numbers have just been incredible this year, over 20 in almost all of his performances here. I really love Kershaw here tomorrow against San Diego. I think it's just an incredible matchup for him as San Diego has a lot of lefty bats. But I think that this is just a great matchup for Kershaw here tomorrow. K upside is through the roof. I think he really benefits from being at home in Dodger Stadium, so I think that Kershaw is an absolute lock tomorrow. And then going down a little bit low, love Dakota Hudson. He's been on an absolute roll lately. Really is over the double-digit mark in almost all of his past 7 starts. Going into San Francisco against a team, like we always talk about, scores second lowest in the league, and is in San Francisco, which is probably the best pitcher's ballpark in baseball. With that right field line being so deep, makes it really hard to hit homers off of pitchers. So I really like Dakota Hudson here tomorrow. I'm not really a big fan of a lot of pitchers here tomorrow. I don't think a lot of these high-tier pitchers. Verlander's not in a great spot, in my opinion. Neither is DeGrom. Greinke's in not a good spot. Neither is Tanaka. I think these 2 pitchers are in the best spot possible. So, that being said, let's jump over into our bat stacks. Oakland A's being the top bat stack for me today. Going up against Yusei Kikuchi, who's been on an absolute just dreadful roll. I think that Matt Chapman, Lorano are a great play, as well as Marcus Semien. I love all 3 of these guys. It's just an incredible matchup. They've been on an absolute tear lately, just scoring heavy amounts of points. Put up 7 on Minnesota today. Marcus Semien had a grand slam, 2 homers. So I think that Lorano's been on an absolute terror lately. So I think these 3 are just an incredible matchup against Kikuchi. Now, there's some value plays I want to talk about here. I put Boston on here as one of my favorite stacks. They're going to be the chalkiest stack of the night, in my opinion, going up against Ryan Carpenter. It's going to be really hard to fit any of these players in, to be honest. But Michael Chavis seems really underpriced here at 4.2K. And I really want to kind of highlight Michael Chavis here tomorrow if you just want a piece of this stack, because Betts, Martinez, and Bogarts are obviously the top plays. But they're just really, really high priced. So that's just a piece of that if you'd like. But a stack I like more is actually the Washington Nationals going up against Brad Keller. I think he's just going to get absolutely shell-shocked tomorrow. I love a low-price Adam Eaton who hits the top of the lineup. I think he can go yard tomorrow with ease. So I really like an Adam Eaton tomorrow at 3.8K. Also, really like Matt Adams. So let me put Matt Adams in here. And then Chavis as well. So I think that 2 Washington players is definitely key here tomorrow, because you're going to be able to play minimum price for catcher. On such a big slate, there's going to be a 2K catcher here like Jeff Mathis. Going up against Michael Pineda, which gives you 4.5K for an outfielder. It's almost an actual joke. You can get just any player you want, to be honest, from either of these stacks. You can get an Andrew Benintendi from the Boston stack. You can get a Mark Canha here to complete the Oakland stack. Like I said, I will continue to play minimum price Jeff Mathis until somebody just proves me otherwise. He puts up a 0, it doesn't hurt me, but he hits a homer or even gets a single or a double. All it does is benefit me in a positive way. But for the sake of this matchup, I'm going to go ahead and leave him out of there. So this is roughly what my lineup's going to look like come lock tomorrow. I think Kershaw and Dakota Hudson are the top two pitchers for me. I think Dakota Hudson's a little too underpriced for the matchup that he's in, going into the best pitchers-friendly ballpark in baseball. And then I like Oakland's stack. I think they're way underpriced. Matt Chapman, Marcus Semien, and Raymond Lorano are my favorite three players. Going up against a lefty in Yusei Kikuchi, who's been actually getting just absolutely shelled as of late. After a great start to the season. And then I like the Washington National stack is my secondary favorite stack, with Matt Adams and Adam Eaton, who usually hit. Eaton usually hits in the 2 spot. Matt Adams usually hits 5. Has a homer in the past 4 games. Really like Matt Adams tomorrow. And then doubling back with a low value price, Michael Chavez, who has just been an incredible year lately this year, and is going up against a lefty in Ryan Carpenter, who is actually dreadful. So I think this is just a great start to the lineup here. I would recommend paying down for Jeff Mathis at catcher at $2K. It gives you a 4.5K outfielder, which is just incredible value that I think is going to really open up the lineup for a lot of you guys tomorrow. So I think this is roughly what my lineup's going to look like come lock tomorrow. Don't see much changing from this or in the route that I'm going here. So yeah, I would appreciate if you guys would like and subscribe on the video. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts if you haven't already, and then take a trip over to Twitter. Follow the Twitter on at @FantasyDigest_. Stay up to date with all the tweets and the giveaway that we're about to drop next week for some merch. So stay tuned for that. Big announcement coming next week as well. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, hope everybody has some good luck tomorrow. Winning some money. And we'll see you next time on the Daily Fantasy Digest Podcast.